Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hit that like button and subscribe because what we're diving into today could seriously impact millions of South Africans. There's been a lot of buzz, rumors, and confusion swirling around something that's caught everyone's attention, a so-called brand new R800 grant from SASSA. That's right, R800. People are asking if it's real, if it's official, and more importantly, if they should be applying or avoiding it entirely. We've seen the headlines, the social media posts, the WhatsApp forwards all saying something along the lines of claim your R800 SASSA grant now or new R800 approved by government, apply before it's too late. But with so many scams out there and such little official confirmation, we had to ask, is this R800 grant actually legitimate, or is it just another trick targeting desperate people looking for help? Let's be honest. Times are tough in South Africa right now. Millions rely on government assistance just to get by. SASSA Social Relief of Distress Grant, also known as the R350 grant, was a lifeline during the pandemic and even beyond. But as costs rise, load shedding disrupts everyday life, and unemployment remains high, the need for more support is very real. So, when word spreads about a new R800 grant, people naturally jump at the opportunity. But here's where things get complicated. This so-called R800 grant doesn't seem to appear on the official SASSA website. There's no press release from the Department of Social Development confirming it. And yet, people are still sharing registration links like wildfire. These links often lead to suspicious-looking websites asking for personal information like ID numbers, home addresses, and even bank details. That's a red flag. A huge one. We've looked into some of the websites promoting this grant, and let me tell you, it doesn't look good. Many of these websites are poorly designed, lack security, and have no affiliation with any government agency. They often use language designed to trigger urgency, like only available for the next 24 hours or limited slots left. This is classic scam behavior. It pressures people into acting fast without thinking things through. Worse yet, some of these sites are even using SASSA's logo and branding to appear legitimate, hoping people won't notice the difference. But if you take a closer look, you'll see spelling mistakes, unusual domain names, and a complete absence of official contact details or verification protocols. Now, this isn't to say that the government isn't working on increasing support. There have been ongoing discussions in Parliament about increasing social grants, especially given the rising cost of living. Just recently, Finance Minister Enoch Godongwana mentioned that the government was reviewing how to expand the Social Relief of Distress program and possibly increase monthly payouts. But an R800 grant suddenly popping up with no formal announcement? That just doesn't add up. If there was such a move, it would have been shared by mainstream media, covered in televised briefings, and updated on SASSA's own platforms. But so far, there's been silence. Not even a whisper from official sources. And that tells us everything we need to know. Let's look at what SASSA themselves are saying. In recent statements, SASSA has warned the public multiple times about fake websites and phishing scams pretending to offer new grants. They've explicitly stated that applications should only be made through their official website or in person at government offices. If you're asked to enter personal data on a third-party site, especially one that doesn't end in gov.za, that's a big no-go. SASSA has also confirmed that while there are ongoing talks about grant restructuring, no new R800 grant has been launched or approved at this time. That's the reality, plain and simple. But why are so many people falling for it? Because scams like these prey on hope. They prey on people's desperation. And with millions still out of work and barely making ends meet, that R800 promise looks like a miracle. Unfortunately, it's that same hope that scammers exploit. These scams often work through social media, where they're shared thousands of times by people who genuinely believe they're helping others. And the minute someone enters their details, that information can be stolen and misused. Whether it's identity theft, bank fraud, or simply being added to endless spam lists, the consequences can be devastating. And it's not just individuals who are falling victim. Even community WhatsApp groups, local Facebook pages, and family members are unknowingly spreading these scams. You see a link, it looks legit, someone says they got their R800 so you share it. But the truth is, those so-called testimonials are often fake. Generated by bots or copied from other scams. It's all part of the trap. We've even seen screenshots of supposed SASSA payments showing R800 deposits into Capitec or FNB accounts. But these images are either doctored or completely fabricated. Remember, scammers go to extreme lengths to build credibility. Just because something has likes, comments, or shares doesn't make it true. Let's shift gears and talk about what might be coming down the pipeline in a more legitimate sense. There has been talk in government circles about restructuring how grants are delivered. The ANC's National Executive Committee has raised concerns that the R350 grant is no longer sufficient to cover basic needs. The Department of Social Development is actively engaging with Treasury to find ways to increase this amount. Some reports have hinted at a possible increase to R500 or 624, but nothing close to R800 has been tabled officially. There's also the basic income grant debate, a longer-term plan that could offer a larger monthly payout, possibly up to around 1,000, but again, that's still in the discussion stage. So while increases might be coming, they're not here yet and definitely not in the form of some mystery R800 grant. Another layer to this is the timing. With elections coming up, there's increased chatter about new grant announcements. Some political parties are promising to boost social assistance if elected, and others are using fake grants as bait to attract support. In fact, some scammers are even posing as political activists, saying the R800 grant is part of a new government initiative. It's dangerous misinformation that creates false hope and leaves people vulnerable. This is why media literacy is more important than ever. We've got to help each other learn how to spot the signs of a scam and how to verify news before taking action. So, how can you protect yourself and your family? First, always check the source. If it's not from SASSA's official website or their verified social media pages, don't trust it. Look for the padlock icon in the browser bar. This indicates a secure connection. Be wary of messages with misspellings, generic greetings like "Dear User," and links that look strange. Never give out your personal details unless you are absolutely sure of the legitimacy of the site. And if you receive suspicious messages, report them. You can contact SASSA directly through their toll-free number or email their fraud department. They're working hard to shut down these scams, but they need public cooperation too. And here's something really important: talk to your friends and family about this. Especially elders or people who aren't as internet savvy. Many scams target older citizens who may not know how to verify a website or double-check a link. If you're watching this video, take a few minutes today to warn someone you care about. Let them know that there is no R800 grant being offered right now, and if it ever is, it will be officially confirmed through trustworthy channels. Awareness is the first step in protecting yourself. Now, if you've already shared your information on one of these fake sites, don't panic but act fast. Contact your bank and alert them. They may be able to freeze your account or monitor for suspicious activity. You should also report the incident to the South African Police Service and to SASSA. The sooner you act, the more chance you have of stopping identity theft before it happens. And going forward, remember, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. There's also another angle we haven't yet discussed, and that's the role of social media platforms. Facebook, TikTok, and even Instagram have become hotspots for spreading these scams. Influencer accounts or fake news pages post clickbait headlines like R800 grant released apply now, and link to scam websites. It's essential that we hold these platforms accountable and report these fake pages when we see them. If enough people flag the posts, they can be taken down before more damage is done. So always use that report button if you see suspicious activity. Let's also take a second to talk about the emotional toll of these scams. It's not just about money. For many, finding out the grant isn't real is heartbreaking. Some families start planning meals, bills, or transport costs around the supposed R800, only to discover it was never coming. That kind of disappointment isn't just frustrating, it's devastating. It chips away at trust, at faith in institutions, and at hope for a better future. That's why this matters so much. It's not just another internet hoax, it's people's lives, dignity, and survival on the line. At the end of the day, the South African government has a responsibility to do more, not just to protect citizens from scams but to provide clearer, faster, and more accessible updates about social grants. If there are changes coming to the grant system, people shouldn't have to rely on rumors or unverified websites to get that information. Transparency is key. And while SASSA is doing its best, the pace of communication often lags behind the speed of social media, and that's where the danger creeps in. So to answer the big question, is the SASSA R800 grant real or a scam? As of right now, it's a scam. There is no verified or official R800 grant being offered by SASSA or the government. Any website or message claiming otherwise is either misinformed or outright fraudulent. Be cautious, be smart, and don't let anyone take advantage of your need. Always double-check information, protect your personal data, and stay informed through official sources. And that wraps it up for today's video. If you found this helpful, or if you know someone who needs to hear this, please share it with them. Let's work together to stop the spread of misinformation and protect our communities. Drop a comment below if you've seen these scams yourself, or if you have questions about applying for real SASSA grants. We read every single comment and try to respond to as many as we can. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Stay safe, stay smart, and until next time, take care.